A lot of people use Excel for scoring sporting events, be that athletics, be that horse racing, be that cycling, anything really, where you need to work out the score based on other criteria and then effectively rank people by their scores. If we take the file dressage from your working folder, we have in here a sample test. It gives us the dressage test, N38, the maximum score achievable, which is 230, and then the entrance for this particular class. So there are not a lot of people in here, but we would use this sheet to enter their scores, calculate their percentages, and then on the left here, work out their position in the class. Now the only thing we would want people to enter is their actual score. We would like the rest to be calculated. That way there's less chance of human error. So the first thing we need here is a percentage formula that will take the score, divide it by the maximum score, and then return that as a percentage. So we simply need to format that as a percentage. Now we can test that out by putting 115 as the score for Tilly, and it returns 50%. So we know that that's working. Before we can drag this formula to the bottom, we need to fix the reference to E1, which is the maximum score. We still want D4 to change, so it's looking at the new person's score, but it needs to divide by the maximum for the class. So we can do our little absolute in here and dollar that up. And then we can replicate that to the bottom. So currently people have scored 0% because there's no score against them. The competition then takes place and Tilly might actually score 115. Magnus, much better horse, scores 135. Johnny, not so hot, scores 101. Albertus the Great, fantastic little horse, 142. Whisper, not too bad, 136. Hedgehopper, not very good at all, 98, a very bad day. Alfred's Cakes, excellent little pony, 167. And Fast and Furious, nearly caught him, 164. So now we can see their percentages, and this effectively is their score as a percentage of the maximum score. To calculate their position in the class, we need a little formula that effectively looks at their score and compares it to everybody else's score in the class. That formula is called rank. So in the position equals rank, open brackets. Now the rank formula requires two compulsory parameters and one optional. Firstly, the actual score that you would like to rank, and then comma. Ref is the list of scores you want to rank against. So that's all of the scores, including your own, or including the first person, shall we say. And then we come to an optional parameter, which is order. If we leave this alone and don't put anything, it assumes the order of rank is from highest to lowest. So effectively, the highest percentage you get, the higher up you are in the ranking. That's not always the case, and sometimes you want to rank in a backwards order where the lowest value is actually the highest. If that's the case, then you need to put comma 1, so that the lowest values have the highest ranking. Ours is highest has the highest ranking, therefore we can close the brackets. If we press return, we then find out that Tilly was actually 6th. Now before we can copy this formula down, we need to think about absoluteness again. Although we do want the person's ranking to change as we copy this formula down, so we're comparing the next horse and the next horse, we don't want the range that's being compared against to move. That effectively is the list of competitors' results. So we need to absolute that, highlighting the range and doing the little keyboard shortcut of F4. And then we can replicate the formula. I might also just centerline for tidiness. And from that result, we can see that Tony Swanson has won. Having used the rank formula to then rank the results, we can then sort by the ranking value so the results are in the correct order. And we can simply do that by using the sort and filter, making sure we're in the position column as we are, and sort smallest to largest. And you'll see that everybody's then sorted into their position, name and rider stay together, the correct score and their correct percentage stay with them. So we're effectively just putting together the bits that you've already used in the sorting and the replicating of formulas and the absoluteness with your dollar symbol. All we've added here is the new rank formula.